Let's talk about the upcoming UK elections. For the first time, the Hindu community in the country has released a manifesto of their own, which states the demands from the future government. The manifesto, jointly drafted by 15 major British Hindu organizations, demand recognition of hatred against Hindus as a crime and the protection of temples across the United Kingdom. The 32-page document reflects their expectations from the politicians of all parties looking to win their vote.
A number of Hindu organizations have got together across the length and breadth of the country and have come up with a common Hindu manifesto for the general elections 2024. Now, this manifesto essentially represents the aspirations and expectations of the community from the candidates who will be seeking support.
The Hindu community's demands come after a leaked report revealed that the Labour's manifesto includes a plan to officially recognize a Palestinian state. The commitment is seen by many as an attempt to resolve the deep differences between the Labour Party and the British Muslim voters, who had punished them in the local elections just last month. Now, the demands also come after a Muslim campaign group issued about 18 demands. The group, which aims to organize voters against MPs who do not back a ceasefire in the conflict, has called for the Labour leader to apologize for his earlier stance on Israel's campaign against Hamas. All right, to take this further, we are now being joined by Dr. Nigel Fletcher. He is a political analyst and commentator from London. Mr. Fletcher, good to see you on WION. I want to ask you, how important do you think the Hindus and Muslim voters are to the voter base in the United Kingdom?
Well, I think they're extremely important, and in any election in the UK or elsewhere, parties are very keen to ensure that they maximise their vote. And we have seen in previous elections that there have been attempts by the parties to appeal particularly to certain demographics, and they will have groupings within the party for people of particular faiths or of particular heritage, who will then campaign for that party. And we've certainly seen that in previous elections too. Where I think this is quite an interesting point, as your report was describing there, is that there have been, because of world events and because of the tensions over the Israel-Gaza conflict, there has been a particular sensitivity over that issue in relation to British Muslims. And so that has been something that has played significantly into this election. The Labour Party has come under a lot of pressure, and you mentioned their pledge there to recognise a Palestinian state. So some of these issues are playing into the politics of the election, but on a more general sense, it's about the parties wanting to maximise their appeal across all communities.
Mr. Fletcher, speaking of that sensitivity, we know that the Labour Party is yet to release its manifesto. It's coming up this Thursday, if I'm correct. But this move that we see, that the Labour Party might recognise the Palestinian statehood in case it comes to power, do you think this is a strategic move, or there is genuinely a change of heart?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say what motivates any policy pronouncement, but it's certainly true to say that the Labour leadership has come under significant pressure up to this point over the issue of Palestine. And so you do have a lot of Labour MPs in constituencies where they have a large number of people, whether they be British Muslims or whether they be Labour members who are sympathetic to the Palestinian cause, who have been pressuring them to do so. So this is something that has been building for some time over certainly the last few months, and certainly since we saw these issues coming to the fore from October of last year.
Absolutely. Dr. Fletcher, thank you so much for joining us here on WION and getting us your insights. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.